Nobody starts at the finish line. You have to start somewhere. In order for you to get to where you're going, to meet that destination, you can't think that you're going to get there instantly. Welcome to another episode of the Mr. Mindful Minute podcast, where we touch on different things, on different areas of life. And today we're talking about 5 top things that we can take away positively from COVID-19. See, COVID-19 has done a few things negatively to us. We already know all of the catastrophes that has happened, from the economical system, from the death of so many individuals, right? The loss of so many different jobs, and a lot of what our normal was is not there anymore. So that was just 4 negative things that I just wanted to just speak on. But we're going to now get into some of those top 5 things that we can positively take from COVID-19. And so the first positive thing that we can take from COVID-19 is this helped us put the reset button on. Like everybody was able to actually hit that reset button. So this was a chance for people that has been saying, oh man, I've been wanting to work out. I don't have time for it. I got to do this. I got to do that. We've been having so many things to do that this has now created an opportunity for us to hit the reset button on our life. So we was able to really reassess, readjust, right? Again, reset. We already had our lives set up. And so now this has created an opportunity for us to reset. And so the reason that it's a positive thing, because before this happened, a lot of people didn't see them having an opportunity to do certain things with their lives. It was just, everything was just filled up, so they just didn't have an opportunity to do it. Whether it was dealing with something with themselves, right? Whether it was working on a relationship, starting a business, writing a book, reading more books. That's just to name a few things. And so now, by us having this reset button pushed, it gave us the opportunity to actually start doing some of the things that we've been wanting to do for such a long time. And again, it's important that we start shifting our views to the positive side and not the negative only, because the negative is there. We know the narrative that is being created from all of the negative, right? But what about the narrative that's being created from all of the positive? But that is an individual choice that we have to make by creating this positive view from the COVID-19, from the things that has actually happened. And so when we start doing that, now it creates a whole different point of view. So instead of us focusing on the negative, if we start focusing on the positive, which is having that reset button started, it gives you an opportunity to have a do-over. And so we have to understand there are not many times that we get a do-over. But when the opportunity comes, we have to take it. And even though the opportunity has come from so much turmoil, right? So many negative things that has happened, there is also a flip side to it, where so many positive things that has happened, right? So the next thing that actually we can start viewing as positive from this whole COVID-19, this has given us the opportunity to get closer with our families. Even though it has been a lot of Zoom going on, right? We video chatting all the time because we can't be physically close. But here's the thing. We're now more connected with those people than we were ever before. Now we are actually saying, let me check up on you. Let me see what you're doing. Let me see if you need me to send you anything. So now we're actually creating a closer bond with our families. And if it's our immediate family that we're in the house with, listen, now people are playing games together. They're communicating more. They're spending so much more time with each other because of this COVID-19. And so that's a positive thing that we can take away from this, because before, understand, we were doing so many things that we may not have had that time. That time was not there because, I was so focused on my business. I was so focused on my travels. I was so focused on what I had to do for work that we wasn't focusing and shifting our energy on our families, and not just communicating with them and talking to them, but seeing how they were doing mentally, emotionally, right? We were able to start tapping into what's really important. Everything else that we were doing before, we put it to the side because we started saying, this is so important because now I don't know what is going to happen tomorrow. And we always knew we know tomorrow isn't promised, but now with things happening so rapidly, right? So many people are getting the COVID-19, and then so many people are dying from the COVID-19. Now, granted, there are a lot of people that are surviving the COVID-19, but this is just making our appreciation level for the people that are in our life go up that much higher. So we're actually doing the necessary steps that we may not have did before to build that bond. Because we have to understand, it's one thing to have a relationship with somebody, but it's another thing to have fellowship with somebody. And see, when we have a relationship, y'all might just be blood related, right? But understand, the fellowship, y'all communicating, y'all are talking all the time, y'all seeing what's going on in each other's lives. That fellowship is what's creating that bond. That's what's making us be close. And so now this COVID-19 has created that opportunity for us to start really getting closer to our loved ones, whether it be physically or just checking up on them more with a phone call, a video chat. It just made us want to start doing that a lot more. Another thing that has positively coming out of this COVID-19, it made our appreciation for life go up. If you was a person that was like, oh yeah, I know anything can happen any single day, right? But you didn't treat life as if it was a gift. You didn't treat life as it can be taken away from you in the blink of an eye. You took it for granted. Maybe your life or somebody else's life, you took it for granted. And so the things that you did with your life, it showed by your actions. You didn't put a lot of effort into certain things. You didn't put a lot of energy into building certain relationships. But now, because of what COVID-19 has done to so many of us, it made us say, let me do what I need to do on my part to show my appreciation for the people that are in my life. And so now, by us actually looking at it from that point of view, that's something positive that we have taken away from COVID-19. And COVID-19 has taken a lot from us, right? It's taken jobs, right? It's taken loved ones, right? It has taken us from what our normal was the things that we did to have fun, the things that we did to have a good time. Now we're actually looking outside of the box to see how we can create that bond, how we can have a good time, how we can mend relationships, taking that time out for ourselves. So that's something else COVID-19 has also done for us. It made us start focusing on us a lot more. We're starting to dive more into our mental and emotional health more than ever before. And so by us continuing to do this, this is actually not only helping us, but it's helping our family. It's helping our friends. Because I believe that, if you are grounded, guess what? Anybody that's connected to you is going to be grounded also. And so it's so easy for us to just look at all the negative all the time. It's so easy for us to just downplay what COVID-19 has did. But what we do know, COVID-19 has done some positive things. And these are just some of them. And because now, by a person saying, let me find out why I've been acting the way that I've been acting pre-COVID-19, right? It's making people say, let me look into self-help books. Let me look into therapy. Let me better my relationship with the Creator. So COVID-19, that's something else positive that it has done. It has made more people want to be in touch with the Creator than ever before. And so now it helps us to see that we have to take serious actions on the things that we believe. So whatever it is that we believe, we have had the opportunity to start putting more effort and start putting more energy into our relationship with the grand Creator, what it is that we believe. And because we have been doing that, guess what? Our peace of mind has been a lot better, right? Our disposition towards life has been a lot better. Maybe we was a complainer before COVID-19, and now we're not as complainers as we used to be. We are now actually saying, you know what? It could be worse. It could be like this. It's helping us to have a more positive view on how we're approaching our lives. This is making us be more intentional about the things that we're doing more than ever before. And so something else that COVID-19 has done for us, it has made us want to tap in and get our finances in order more than ever before. So we realized that our finances was where they were because one reason or another. But this has created an opportunity for some of us to actually say, let me start doing what I love to do. Let me get into my passion. So when I say getting better in our finances, right? We are now looking into entrepreneurship. We are now looking into how we can become a business owner instead of being an employee to somebody else. We're looking more now into how we can make our dreams a reality instead of solely focusing on how we can help somebody else continue to make their dream a reality by being an employee of theirs. And so I'm not saying that, quit your job or anything like that if you have not lost your job. But what I'm saying is this has made people want to do what they can to start doing the things that they love and see how they can be financially satisfied from that. Because when we work for somebody else, it puts a cap on our potential growth. And it's not saying that there's anything wrong with working for somebody, but what I'm saying is your potential growth cannot be capped when you actually start looking into entrepreneurship, when you start looking at the things that you can do for yourself, and also, more importantly, you're doing something that you love to do. Whether it's speaking, whether it's creating something, it doesn't matter. Writing a book, singing, it doesn't matter what it is. COVID-19 has made more people start doing the things that they love more than ever before. And even though there are so many restrictions on the things that we can and cannot do, there are still so many things that we can do with our lives. So we have to understand that, yes, we can be super negative about what has happened in COVID-19. But what we could also do on the flip side of it, we can actually start being positive, start being grateful, start being thankful for not only who's in our life, but our lives, the things that we're doing with our lives, the people that are in our lives, how we're interacting with the people that are in our lives, and even more so, how we're treating other people as human beings. And so, again, having this positive viewpoint on it is a choice. We can choose to be negative, but we can also choose to be positive also. So it's up to us. We have to take the ownership in saying, what am I going to do to be more positive coming out of COVID-19? We're ending 2020. Are we going to go into 2021 with a negative view on life? Or are we going to go into 2021 with a positive view on life? Is COVID-19 going to make us say, man, I want to have a much better relationship with the people in my lives? I want to have a much better relationship with myself. I want my own self-worth to be much higher. I want to be more confident in myself. I want to be more knowledgeable about something. I want to better my relationship with my Creator. These are some of the things that COVID-19 has helped us to be able to do. And it's not saying that we're not still affected by what's going on in COVID-19 negatively. The negative effects that COVID-19 has had and is continuing to have, they are still there. But most importantly, there are so many positive things that are there. So now when you get up, when you're moving about your day and somebody asks you, hey, how are you doing? Your answer to them can be, I'm great. Why? I'm great because I'm grateful for what I have. I'm great because now I have life, right? And there are so many people that has lost their lives from COVID-19. I'm great because now I'm working on bettering my relationship with others. And so whatever your reason for why you are saying you great are, even in the midst of all this adversity, all these trials, right? All of these setbacks, you're still being great because you're having a positive view on your life. You're speaking positivity not only into others, but into yourself. See, when you have a mental shift of positivity, that will radiate throughout the rest of your body. And so having positive views in your mind, you're going to have a positive body, right? You're going to speak positivity. You're going to speak greatness into others. You're going to speak life into others. And so understand that having a positive view on what COVID-19 has done for us will help us in not just in a physical way, but it will also help us in a mental way. It will also help us in an emotional way. And so understand You're great. We're great. And always remember, go be one of my moments, right? And one of my moments is, I remember when me and my sister, we were driving, she picked me up, and we were going home. And so as we're driving, it was getting kind of late, and we're driving home, and I got the window rolled down, and she's getting on the entrance ramp for the expressway. And I'm talking out of nowhere, this bat just flies in. Now, I didn't know that it was a bat, but something flew in and hit the side of the car. And I mean, that joker fell not in my lap, right? But that joke fell in between my legs. And I'm like, yo, I don't know what that was. We got a good half an hour ride. I don't know what that was. She's like, yo, what was that? I'm like, I don't know. She like, look down and find out if it's still alive. I'm cool. If you ain't about to pull over to let me out of this joint, I'm not doing nothing. I'm like, I hope it don't move. And so this joker was a whole bat that flew into the car. I guess it died on impact when it hit the car, and it fell in between my legs. It fell on the floor. And so she finally gets to the crib, and I jump out the car. I'm like, yo, what is that? And I look, I'm like, yo, it's a bat. And she like, a bat? I'm like, it wasn't even that late. I'm like, yeah, I know. I'm like, hey. She like, well, what you gonna do? I'm like, what you mean, what you gonna do? She like, you ain't gonna get that bat out of there? Ain't this your car? I was like, listen, this ain't my car. This your car. She was like, yo, you gotta get that bat out of here, man. I was like, yo, bruh, I don't know what to tell you, but I ain't trying to get that. I ain't trying to touch it. And, we ended up, figuring out how we was gonna get this bat out of there. Because we wanted to make sure that it wasn't about to just get up and fly or anything. We ain't people of touching bats and stuff like that. Ain't our forte. That's not in us, right? Me and my sister, we're not those people. I'm pretty sure that there's somebody that is that person, not me, right? And I ain't ashamed of it either. But we ended up getting the bat out of there. Unfortunately, the bat did die. But I ain't become no vampire out of that joint, right? But no, all seriousness, it was just crazy that, the bat flew in like that out of nowhere. And I think that it just flew in from under the, because it's like a bridge or whatever. And it just flew in, and that joint just died on impact, fell. And coincidentally, it falls in between my legs, right? So low key, I was freaking out. I ain't even gonna lie. I was freaking out. I was like, yo, what we gonna do? It is what it is. But that's my moment.
You're in control of how you feel. You're in control. You are the determining factor of your feelings. No one else can control how you feel. Remember, you're in control how you feel. So control your feelings.